Hello, I'm Coach Riana Milne. Thank you so much for inquiring about the home study for the Dating to Mating Life and Love Transformation Training Program. It's really clear that you can't change what you don't understand, and research shows close to 90% of adults struggle in some areas of life and in love due to past childhood, dating, and relationship trauma. Are you someone that gets frustrated or anxious about dating? Or have you had repetitive toxic relationships and can't figure out why you keep attracting toxic partners? Or are you someone that knows that you have ongoing anxiety and bouts of depression and knows something just isn't quite right in your life? It feels negative, dark, scary, and you just want to live a life full of bliss and happiness, full of purpose. Well, then this program is for you. Now, this program will give you 100% of the online training that comes with my group Dating to Mating program. The only difference is there's no one-on-one coaching with me. So if you're ready to start learning about how past trauma impacts your life today and get the knowledge and skills that you need to become a successful single and get out there to date with confidence, knowing everything that you need to know to find an emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious partner, then this program is for you. After this brief introduction is a small masterclass about how past childhood trauma impacts so many adults today. I think you'll find this helpful in answering some of the questions you might have. But if at the end of the program you have any questions, you can reach out to me on the website, rianamilne.com. Those email letters come to me directly. If you would like to meet with me for a one-on-one private session, please do apply for that on rianamilne.com and tell me your story. However, if you're ready to get started, get the information you need, simply scroll down after this invitation and you will see the enroll link now. I know you will find so much value in this program, and I look forward to working with you soon. Take care, and remember, it is time to have the life you desire and the love you deserve. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the mini class, How to Attract Emotionally Healthy, Evolved, and Conscious Love to Go from Dating to Mating. I am your host, Coach Riana Milne. You will discover the shocking truth why 9 out of 10 singles struggle in life and love and what you can do about it. And this information is so important and key to attracting and keeping an emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious partner. So who am I to bring you this information? Well, I've been a global certified life, dating, and relationship coach for over 10 years, a licensed mental health counselor for over 18 years, the dating coach on the docuseries Radical Dating, Finding Lasting Love Over 40, where my client Scott found successful love before the show was done taping, and he's still with his partner a year and a half later. I'm a #1 best-selling author for 2 books, Love Beyond Your Dreams and its sister book, Live Beyond Your Dreams. I'm a certified clinical trauma professional and a licensed certified addictions professional. I also have appeared on all the major news stations and various interviews. I write for various blogs online, such as eHarmony and Digital Romance. I've had various series of interviews and bringing you educational information from the coach's chair, and I do lecture in many different places globally. The right upper shot is from my TV show, Lessons in Life and Love, and I am about to launch a new podcast series with the same name and a live radio show, so listen for the announcements on that. I also have a free app, My Relationship Coach, for Lessons in Life and Love on the go. And it just shows I've had various radio shows throughout the years, as I do have a broadcast degree from Penn State with my BA. I've also been an interfaith minister since 1997, celebrating love for all couples as an officiant for custom written weddings. So is the Singles Home Study program for you? Well, this is for singles of all types. So here's a few categories. Singles too afraid to date due to lack of skills or past fears. Now, let's face it, we didn't learn this information on how to date in high school, in college, or even my master's program. So don't feel ashamed or afraid if you don't have these skills. I had to go seek them for myself. and put them into this program. Second, singles dating and looking for an emotionally healthy partner. Singles in relationships, they're considered exclusive, but they're having regular and ongoing problems, almost to the point, or could be to the point, of a toxic relationship. Or you prefer to study on your own and feel you don't want a group program or a personal VIP one-on-one coaching program with me at this time. And yes, this is for women and men, younger and older, straight and LGBT singles globally. In this mini class, we're going to cover what are the hidden factors that frustrate singles in dating and breaking up exclusive couples. Why do adverse childhood experiences and early dating trauma affect the success of your adult life and love relationship? And how emotional triggers from childhood trauma create toxic behaviors that actually sabotage your love relationships today as an adult. I'll cover as much as I can in this short class. And at the end, if you feel this information is exactly what you need to learn to become a happier, more successful single in both life and love, then please read the invitation below to join the home study program of Dating to Mating, Life and Love Transformation for Singles. And you can enroll today. Why are couples in toxic cycles of pain when relationships seem so perfect in the beginning? Well, actually, the research shows 6 to 9 months into a relationship, that's when those with childhood trauma tend to sabotage their wonderful love. So are you ready to learn how to eliminate for good the negative unconscious thoughts and destructive repetitive patterns that are destroying your life and love relationships? Are you really ready to have the emotionally healthy, conscious, and evolved love relationship? Are you ready to lose the losers? You're tired and frustrated with picking all the wrong people to date, repeatedly get hurt by those you love, want marriage and a family or a partner to retire with, and you're dying to know exactly how to attract the ideal partner? Then you are ready to go from dating to mating. Do you keep finding yourself in toxic cycles of fighting, emotional or verbal abuse, and other dysfunctional behavior patterns that are ruining your chance at love? Are you really ready to stop sabotaging your relationships or picking narcissistic, toxic partners that totally disrespect you? Are you tired of living in the toxic cycle of pain? This is when my clients come to me or enroll in a program. It begins with frustration. One of the partners jumps to fast trigger anger or dive into dysfunctional behaviors such as anger, lashing out, blaming. And this pattern over and over again ruins the passion, fun, trust, and love and the friendship that you guys had. And you start to begin to feel hopeless about the future, like walking on eggshells. And then that keeps going in ongoing anxiety, which leads to more fighting. And somewhere in between, there's a brief period of peace and making up, and then some romance. But then again, it goes right back into the same toxic cycle. Or you could be someone that knows really deep down that something's wrong. There's emotional triggers that seem to control you and ruin your life and relationships. You want to break free of this and the anxiety, the fears, and the painful frustrations you've had with partners, and you're finally ready to have the life you desire and the love you deserve. So what exactly are emotional triggers? This is when an adult unconsciously feels angered, attacked, or fearful, and reacts to a person or an event, often very dramatically or irrationally when under stress in life or a love relationship. So the result is always tied to an emotional or physical trauma that occurred to a person when they were very young and innocent children. And faulty coping mechanisms and survival strategies develop and then become unconscious as you're an adult. As a child, we don't have much power. We have to come up with strategies that help us get through the difficult relationship within our families. So what exactly is an emotional trauma? A traumatic event involves a single experience or an enduring, repeated, or multiple experiences that completely overwhelm the individual's ability to cope or process the ideas and emotions involved in that experience. So dating a toxic person who hurts you can result in PTSD symptoms, post-traumatic stress disorder, especially if you encountered something that we call the Jekyll and Hyde personality. Well, Dr. Jekyll is smart, successful, fun, romantic, charming. He's wonderful. And this is what makes you fall in love so easily. And then there's Mr. Hyde, the inside, hidden personality within the same loving person. And they can become sociopathic, narcissistic and selfish, impulsive, abusive, angry, aggressive, a pathological liar, manipulative. They lack empathy. They're promiscuous. They have poor behavior control, and on and on. And this is what we call splitting of the personality. And they're a very difficult type of person to love. A dissociated psyche leads to unconscious splitting. You lose touch with the emotions related to the traumatic event until they reemerge as an adult under stress. So after 2 years of research, I found solutions to these problems that exist around trauma and dating and relationships, and created the Dating to Mating Life and Love Transformation Program for singles. And this program I have been coaching with for VIPs initially. Then I formed a group class on the Life and Love Training Academy. And just recently, I am launching it for people who want just home study without ongoing coaching. And I developed this whole coaching program after my 2 years of research, when I needed the answers of what someone I loved and adored had, the Jekyll and Hyde personality type. And I had to figure out, where does this come from? Why does he do what he does? Because I knew I could not change what I don't understand. Research shows the dating patterns were the same. As I mentioned before, the first 4 to 6 months were incredible. They're passionate, romantic, loving, and then from 6 to 9 months, or right after commitment, like living together, or an engagement or marriage, things drastically changed. These inside, inner toxic personality traits started coming out, like fast reactive anger and dramatic responses, the splitting of the personality or emotional numbing, defensiveness and blaming you, the partner, all the time, impulsive decisions that hurt the partner in the relationship, jealousy and control becomes overwhelming. So you have to ask yourself honestly, are you doing these things, or are you attracting someone that has these behavior patterns? Either way, you want to be able to change things. Some fight or flight emotional reactions to adult stress include ongoing anxiety, which leads to exhaustion, aggression and rage, poor focus, forgetfulness and mental fog, irritability and moodiness, self-soothing or medicating, forming addictive behaviors, self-centeredness, passive aggressiveness, and punishing behavior. My clients go through incredible life and love transformation. They come to me in the cycle of dark pain. This is where fear, frustration, doubts, negative mindset, ongoing anxiety, sometimes depression exist, and that overall feeling of not being good enough. This is constant for them. And we transform them into an incredible life of living in the light. It is based around joy, a positive mindset for success and confidence in all areas, because you're living a very conscious life. It's incredibly peaceful, and everything in your life starts falling into place. So I want to go over the 10 adverse childhood events, we call them ACEs, and then give you some client examples to help you understand how these things that may have happened to you in childhood definitely affect you as an adult. Now, as I go through them, please take out a paper and pen and write them down, because if you reach out to talk with me, I'm going to ask you, how many of the 10 do you feel you have? On a piece of paper, make 3 columns. The first column is me, meaning you experience this. The second, put partner. It could be a current partner or someone from the past that you struggled with. And the third column is parents. And when I go through the examples, you could write down either mom or dad experience this too, if you're aware of it. So remember, when we go through this, you were very young and innocent as a child, and trauma happens to you. So you want to be very honest with yourself, because our clients start with the awareness. They're awaking to awareness of what happened to them when they were young. So it's nothing to feel ashamed about or guilty. We're just looking at the facts, because then that's when we can go in and start repairing and fixing everything. So really try and think back if this happened to you at all. Okay, first, if your parent had an addiction to any substance or compulsive behavior, so this could be drugs, alcohol, sex, they could have been a cheater, porn, gambling, eating, hoarding, spending, gaming, or TV watching. Number 2, emotional abuse or neglect, or they witnessed domestic violence. You just remember feeling afraid when you were left alone for long periods of time. This even includes if you had to come home from school and your parents were still working. This is a form of emotional neglect, believe it or not, according to research. Number 3, verbal abuse. Witnessed or received yelling, cursing, put downs, or given the silent treatment when mom or dad were mad at you. They didn't talk to you for a couple of hours or a day just to punish you. And other forms of verbal abuse was never hearing I love you, never hearing compliments, or telling you you've done a great job. Or being put down, like say you'll never amount to anything, you're up to no good. Those kinds of things fall under verbal abuse. Here's an example. Erin was my first client in the Delray Beach, Florida area. Lovely girl. She came in and told me she had a very difficult father who was emotionally and verbally abusive, and she attracted the same type of guy as her dad. She did want marriage and a family in the worst way, so she held on to the 7-year toxic, angry, and abusive relationship until she came to me. Well, here's her story. Riana's coaching program led me to gain my confidence back, getting to a point of happiness and self-worth again. I was lucky to escape the biggest mistake of my life, that of marriage to the wrong man who was very toxic. I'm now in the most fantastic, healthy relationship of my life and have a beautiful baby boy. I am forever thankful. So once you get this information, you won't live your life in the same way or ever tolerate an abusive relationship again. Erin was caught up in the painful domestic violence, power, and control wheel. So you can see some of the things that you go through in a toxic relationship. You might want to make notes of some of these that you might be enduring, and you can let me know that as well. Number 4, if you experience sexual abuse, rape, or molestation, that's always a level 10 most severe trauma, and that could have occurred inside or outside of the home when you were young. 5th one is abandonment from either parent, and there's either fault or no fault abandonment. So a fault abandonment is if there was a divorce, let's say dad leaves the home, he promises to see you, and he breaks his promises, or he always shows up late, or when you go to the house, he's with a new girlfriend and he barely pays attention to you. A no-fault abandonment would be, here's 3 examples. If a parent happens to die early, if they go off to war and have to serve our country, or they travel a lot for work, but they are doing that to support the family. Those are considered no-fault abandonments. 6, part of the foster care system, or had to go live with relatives or family friends because mom or dad could not take care of you. Here's another client I had in New Jersey. Karen had many traumatic events happen in her life and was always anxious, often depressed and angry, but didn't really know why. She suffered from low self-esteem and several no-fault abandonments. Karen's testimonial says, at age 36, my world was spiraling out of control. I thought I wasn't good enough and people and life would be better without me. I didn't know how to love myself. When I was 14, I lost my dad. At 28, I lost my sister. And at 35, my mom. All the people that loved me left me. They all died. I never really learned how to deal with all the loss and had a few not so good relationships. I was full of anger and rage. Riana's program uses an approach to focus on purpose, desire, and goals, and provides a wealth of encouragement and motivation. She helped me heal, accept, and love myself and my wonderful partner, Raj. I'm so happy and delighted to say I married Karen and Raj, and they have been married now officially, I think, 12 years. So I'm so thrilled to be a part of their life. Number 7, personal trauma. Feeling worthless, had guilt or shame, you were bullied, remember feeling different, or you had a medical condition. Now, feeling different includes maybe you were an overweight child or really skinny and gawky child, or just terribly shy. You were never chosen for the sports events. You just didn't fit into high school or grammar school. Number 8, sibling trauma. Most often this is the golden child where you perceived your sibling to be more favored by mom and dad, whether they were more attractive, more athletic, more intelligent, or had something else going on where they got more attention. The other way they would have gotten more attention from your parents is if they had a medical condition, either born with one or developed one as a teenager, or the other trauma is that they bullied you. Number 9 is family trauma. There was frequent moves. Military family, for example, has to move every 4 years. If you lost your home by flood, fire, or other natural disaster, growing up with lack or poverty, remembering always you were struggling. There was incarceration of a parent, or you grew up in an active war zone. One of my clients in Lebanon told me when she worked with me, Rihanna, we didn't know if we were going to wake up alive every day because the bombs were continuing to go off. And that's a severe level 10 trauma, of course. Number 10, unstable parent with mental health issues. The most common and most difficult was bipolar, which is manic depressive. Depression comes out as anger, checking out emotionally, or extreme fatigue. Manic can be really happy and fun, or a gambling spree, or spending spree, or eating. So manic can be either in good or bad ways. Borderline personality I describe as fast trigger anger. When they're good, they're great. When they're bad, they're horrid. Very difficult moods to deal with. They can be very critical, controlling, definitely have fast trigger anger. They also can be a bully. They're one of the worst to try and live with if they're your parents. Also, I include the community traumas, such as the mass shootings at the school, in our community, and our natural disasters, such as mudslides, volcanoes, hurricanes, because this is really impacting our world today. Daniel had emotional, verbal, personal, and family trauma around his dad, and here's his story. At the start of my coaching, I was doing badly in college, at work, and in my love life, and nothing was going right. I was angry and depressive with my dad and mom fighting all the time, then him leaving our family for another woman. My confidence was at an all-time low. Rihanna got me over the anxiety, depression, and self-doubt that my speech impediment, a stutter, gave me. I'm more focused and achieving my goals now, and I got beyond all my fears. This program is truly a life-changing experience, and he even found the girl of his dreams. So I'm so thrilled for Daniel. He had such a beautiful heart, and he really deserved everything to work out well for him in his life, and it did. He totally turned his life around 100%. So do you feel you have at least one childhood trauma? Remember, the newest research shows that 90% of people have at least one, and then we want to consider the severity index of 1 to 10. And remember, trauma is many small events with low severity, or it could be only one large trauma that it could have a major trigger influence on you forever. So being triggered leads to explosion because it's the parts of us that are angry, fearful, and anxious. They explode when one is triggered. This all occurs in the brain and the sympathetic nervous system that gets heated and on overload when having a stressful event that relates to the pain from the original past trauma. So trauma is stored in the brain and the body over time. And they say your biography, what happened to you in your past, becomes your biology. And most of the diseases and illnesses that catch up with us in our late 40s, 50s, and 60s are all from ongoing stress and trauma stored in our brains and body. Do you or your partner do any of these sabotaging behaviors? Because if you do, this is signs that you do have childhood trauma. You want to control. This is because you had no control as a child to fix your situation, and you lack control currently in your life in different areas. Are you jealous? This is because maybe you were bullied or you didn't feel good enough. Are you a people pleaser? This could have been you were either verbally abused, you need to be liked, or to keep the peace between your parents or in the home. If you lie for no reason, this is very often because you were physically or verbally abused and you lied to try to get out of the punishment. Are you a charmer? Do you manipulate and seduce? Well, you did this usually to be liked. Here's an example. A little boy who was told he was no good enough at home and yelled and screamed at might have come in and was really kind to his lady teacher. Charm works, or humor, the one that becomes a class clown. So when you say you want someone with a big sense of humor, be careful, because this is a sign of childhood trauma. If your partner or you blame all the time and refuse to apologize, you have this need to be right, and you lack remorse when you did something wrong, this is very indicative of childhood trauma. And if someone has 4 or more ACEs, sometimes sociopathic tendencies can start emerging. And the facts are 1 in 25 people are sociopathic. So it's really important to know what to look for when you're dating. So my clients begin with me on focusing what we can change. They learn the warning signs while dating, and they stop dating despite the fact they might have chemistry with someone, because that pulls you directly into the past. You learn how to overcome any childhood trauma and triggers by consciously choosing our thoughts and actions. You choose how we react to our partner's difficult behaviors with conscious and positive responses that are proactive and not reactive anymore. And you learn to attract emotionally healthy, evolved love. So you definitely can stop the negative behavior patterns and pain. All my clients get beyond this feeling of loss and stress. It's really important to know right now that you've got choices. And here you are looking at this mini class, and you can choose to continue to do what you've always been doing. And you know that it's not working, whether it's the people you're choosing to date or staying too long in a toxic, painful relationship. Either way, you know it's not working. Now I'm asking you to be 100% responsible to making more, better, conscious, evolved choices that are for the good of you and your life and the people in your life. So you don't want to move forward in love blindly anymore. Learn to become consciously aware and evolved in both life and love. Don't stay stuck anymore and unhappy. There is help for this. You just have to decide to choose to get help. Mark, in his 40s, wrote me after his coaching. I just came to the end of a 3-year relationship, and I was overcome with feelings of misery and loss. I began to realize that I allowed myself to remain in a toxic relationship for far too long. My ex had slowly eroded my self-confidence and clouded my ability to see my value as a partner and as a person. And I have people tell me all the time, Riana, I lost who I am. I am no longer that joyful, happy person that I used to be. Mark says, by using Riana's positive mindset for success tools, setting goals, and taking meaningful steps to achieve those goals, I built my self-esteem and moved on from the painful breakup. My appearance, finances, work, and family relationships all improved. I did find new love with a woman who is beautiful, charming, witty, and kind. So all my clients begin by boldly facing their fears and the facts from the past, similar to what you did today with the very first list. And you need to understand why you do what you do and where that behavior and thought processes come from. It's time to finally stop the pain, fear, and frustration that causes 9 out of 10 people to struggle in life and love. And please take today's immediate useful information and start your own lasting life and love transformation. I teach you how to attract emotionally healthy love in the Dating to Mating program. So whether you desire marriage and a family or a fabulous partner for your retirement, take today's information and start today to attract an amazing partner. Start by loving yourself first. It's very important that you become a successful single first before you go out to date. This program is perfect for teaching you those things. You must have great energy and a positive mindset for success in all life areas to have the aura to attract someone wonderful. I mean, you desire love, but you don't come from a place of neediness anymore. 2, you're going to stop falling in love with someone due to chemistry. One of the worst ways is pick a partner because it pulls you directly to your past. Your unconscious is going right back to that toxic parent that your psyche is known as normal. And it's not always the best type of person to choose. I love the saying, let go of people who dull your shine, poison your spirit, and bring you drama. Cancel your subscription to their issues. Definitely the impact of toxic relationships is real. It causes low self-esteem, unhealthy expectations, boundaries that become weak, trust issues, behavioral changes, risk-taking, and affects you in all areas of your life. Many of my clients come to me with very low trust, and they have to learn to trust themselves, people again, and their inner guidance and wisdom. You need to learn to balance your heart with your head. You need the exact skills to be as successful in love, and there are definite do's and don'ts about love. We did not learn this in school or from our parents. Learn from research and get a solid and real education, all leading to more confidence in life, dating, and love. Nikki writes, Riana's program is very inviting and conversational. While watching her videos, I feel she is in my living room giving me one-on-one attention, and much of what she's teaching is absolutely spot-on advice and guidance that I need to hear. The written content is easy to understand and assimilate. Solid, real-world education is what she offers. She provides a wealth of information among her books, videos, television programming, workbooks, and real-life experience. And the workbook that you get online is over 100 pages. There are videos, audio tapes, PowerPoints, all kinds of ways to teach you the education you need. You'll heal from your childhood traumas and learn how to make the unconscious conscious. Once you learn these skills, you will use them forever. What you think about comes about. Mindset is definitely everything. If you don't think you'll find love, then you won't. If you have fear around dating or relationships, your unconscious will keep you from having the love you really desire and deserve. Fifth, learn the exact questions to ask on your first and second date and the qualities to look for, and then easily identify the warning signs. Knowledge is power, leading to confidence and success in dating. You don't know what you don't know, and that's what leads to the fear, the anxiety, and poor decisions when it comes to love. It costs you so much to stay in a toxic relationship. You have to remember that the clock is ticking, whether you're young and desire marriage and a family, or you're in the older generation and you want a partner to enjoy the rest of your life with and grow older with. So stop wasting time. You're also going to be stuck in aggravation, frustration, that loneliness of the feeling that the partner is shunning you, more bad dates with toxic people. It lowers your self-esteem because you're continuing living in fear. You don't trust yourself and your decisions. Then your children, if you have kids, they will have ACEs, adverse childhood events. Marrying a partner who's not good for you or your kids, it can cause financial hardship or ruin, more anxiety, stress, depression, and so on and so on. It's important that you learn to be the chooser and have a real dating plan that works. The world really is abundant. You just have to know what to do. There's plenty of great guys and girls out there to date. With a real plan in place, you have control over who you date, and you have the insight as to whether to continue dating this person or not. You will know the qualities and traits to look for and to avoid. You'll define your relationship vision and create a life with purpose while single. Your real sense of happiness will be your attraction factor. It's time to learn what you did not know to get the different result in your life and your love relationship, because there is a science to finding a great partner. This mini class contained a touch of information for Module 1 in the home study program, Awake to Awareness, from the Dating to Mating program for singles. And when you are in the home study, it is an online virtual program. We covered what is the leading cause of dating problems and the frustration of attracting an emotionally healthy partner, why the 10 ACEs and emotional triggers from your past often sabotage you in love relationship, and if you have ACEs and how many, and how to start attracting emotionally healthy partners. But there's so much more to learn. There are 5 modules in the program, and they are very intensive and based on education from research. Are you ready to empower yourself? Ready to create the life you desire and the love you deserve? Then read all the details below on this invitation page about the Singles Dating to Mating Home Study Program. This special invitation is for those who are really ready to change their life to be and attract an emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious partner. All the details you need are below on the invitation page. And you can enroll today if you're ready to heal any past pain, trauma, anger, anxiety, and depression, to turn a negative, fearful, unconscious mindset into a positive, confident, conscious mindset for success in life and love. You want to learn the exact dating skills and strategies you need to attract and keep the love you deserve. And also, if you can say yes to, you don't want to settle, you need to know all the strategies to overcome emotional trauma and triggers or other dysfunctional behavioral patterns to feel emotionally healthy in life and love. You know the way you have been dating or relating in relationships is not working. It's holding you back in life and in having the love you deserve. And you're really ready to take action to change this. You're ready now to be honest about your dating and relationship history and ready to take the first step to receive transformation in both life and love. In regarding the home study course, if you can agree that you're fully committed to take action to improve your love and dating situation, you will complete the entire course to receive the most benefit from your investment. You feel you don't want group or individual coaching at this time, and you totally understand this is a self-directed home study program without live or group coaching support with me. But you just want to get started now. You understand that coaching can be added later on if you want to in the online program. You do have 4 months to complete the 90-day program with plenty of time to complete the 5-module course because you have over 2 weeks per module to complete it. Jamie writes, I had a lot to work on and correct as I was choosing partners who were no good for me. I'm now able to stay relaxed and positive even on the rough days. Riana's course changed my mindset and taught me to value myself and know my self-worth, my requirements, and my non-negotiables when choosing an emotionally healthy partner. I'm now dating someone exclusively who also wants marriage and a family. I have learned to follow my dreams, take risks, and not be afraid anymore to be alone. I feel attractive and amazing about myself. And Jamie has been dating the same man now for about 9 months, and she's so incredibly happy, and they are talking about marriage. So is it time for you to finally go from trauma to transformation, to find and have love again in your life, but really for the first time, the kind of love that you deserve? It is time to create a more confident, conscious, evolved, and successful you. It's time to say yes to yourself and your own transformation. Time to stop living with frustration, fear, anxiety, and depression. To increase your confidence with a watch me mindset for success. Make every day count. To live stress-free and with purpose and passion. To be evolved and be the best you can be in both life and your love relationship. To love yourself enough to invest in the gift that can change your life forever. Overcome fear of dating by learning how to attract the ideal partner. Get the valuable research-based information you need to succeed in both life and love. And get the exact skills to have the amazing relationship you desire, the one of your dreams. It's now time to have the love you deserve. It's time to take action. Read the entire information below and enroll in the Singles Dating to Mating Life and Love Transformation Home Study Program today. You will be enrolled right away, so I look forward to meeting you in your bonus one-on-one coaching call with me. That's a $1,000 value. We're going to discuss the childhood traumas that you're going to be watching out for and give you a quick start to success one-on-one with me. So see all the details below about this bonus and others. It's time to break free of toxic relationships to have the love you deserve. It's time to live and love beyond your dreams.